Wedges are clubs used for the shorter shots in golf. Approach shots, chip shots, pitch shots, bunker shots, lob shots, to mention just a few. There are different types of wedges too, generally defined by having different lofts, which is measured in degrees, and each one is designed to do a certain job. Now, understanding the different types of wedges and knowing a little bit about their degree of loft can help you choose the most appropriate one for any situation which may arise on the golf course. So let's go through them. First up, there is the pitching wedge, which is often the final and most lofted club in most iron sets, and therefore matches your irons in terms of construction and look. Pitching wedges are stamped with a P and are generally in the range of 44 to 48 degrees loft and used for hitting the longest wedge shots into a green. Pitching wedges are also very handy for short pitch and run shots around the green as they come out a little lower and with less backspin. As a general rule, as amateurs, we want to get the ball on the ground again as soon as possible. So if you've not got anything to lift the ball over, a pitch and run shot is a great shot to use. Now, most golfers will have also heard of a sand wedge stamped with an S. These are more lofted than a pitching wedge, around 54 to 58 degrees, and as the name suggests, one of its main functions is to hit from sand in bunkers. As such, you'll notice that most sand wedges have a wider, rounded sole which allows the club to slide under sand but bounce back out the other side rather than getting stuck in it. Now, that's not to say that sand wedges can't be used for normal wedge shots. They absolutely can, but because they're so lofted, they don't tend to hit the ball very far. Which brings us nicely onto our next wedge, which is called a gap wedge. Gap wedges are also known as approach wedges or attack wedges, but gap is a very handy way to remember them because that's basically what they do. If, say, a pitching wedge is 46 degrees of loft and goes 135 yards, and a sand wedge has 54 degrees of loft and goes 85 yards, then a player will need to bridge that 50-yard gap somehow. That's where gap wedges come in. Your gap wedge will have more loft than your pitching wedge and less loft than your sand wedge. So in our example, a 50-degree gap wedge that might go 105 yards would do just perfectly. There is one last type of wedge which is known as a lob wedge. Now, these are often extremely lofted, often between 58 and 62 degrees, and as the name suggests, they're used for very short approach shots where a player needs to send the ball high up into the air so that it drops to a stop quickly on the green. Great players like Phil Mickelson are so precise they can take a full swing to hit towering lob wedge shots with the most spectacular of results. So there you are. Pitching wedges to go long, sand wedges for bunkers and shots that go short, gap wedges which go in between, and lob wedges for the spectacular aerial shots around the green. Now, I hope that this simplifies wedges and helps you to get out and enjoy your golf. If you like this video, please do give us a thumbs up somewhere down here and subscribe to the Golf Beater YouTube channel by clicking around here. But from me for now, it's Donal out.